Massachusetts. Institute of Technology. Baking with Buni. Prompt 1. Some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application would be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story. Rika nuștia să zică rău, rătuscă, rămurică. I stared at the cracked ceiling of my bedroom in Romania, repeating the 8 words under my breath. Rika nuștia să zică rău, rătuscă, rămurică. More than anything, I wanted to roll my R's, to speak Romanian without the telltale American accent. The simple exercise became a prayer. Rika nuștia să zică rău, rătuscă, rămurică. More than anything, I wanted to assimilate into the country that was my second home. My problems with identity probably sound familiar to many children of immigration. I felt most at home when surrounded by Romanians. I ate mitzi on the 4th of July with Romanians. I met my best friend through the Romanian community, but when I spoke Romanian, I was something else, an American. I wanted to demolish that language barrier, to jump up and down on its remains, to destroy what marked me as an imposter, a pretender, a fake. Instead, I ran away. When my parents spoke to me in Romanian, I answered in English. When my friends called me a fake Romanian, I laughed. I chose to distance myself from my culture, and I made sure everyone was aware of that choice. But beneath the surface, I felt adrift in a sea of ambiguous identity. I wanted to feel at home in 2 cultures. Instead, I felt like an outsider to both. About 2 years ago, I caught the baking bug. Starting out with pre-made mixes and rock-hard chocolate chip cookies, I worked my way up to custards, tray bakes, and the occasional cake. I loved the methodical, precise nature of baking and came to appreciate the chemical underpinnings that made it possible. Though I did bake for myself, I baked mostly for others, reveling in the warm nods and crumb-filled smiles as people tasted the cake I'd spent the weekend making. As I started baking more on my own, I began leafing through old family recipes scrawled on yellowed scraps or typed up in long-forgotten emails. The aromas of cornulet, fursucuri, and serratelli soon wafted through our house, evoking memories of summers long ago in our grandparents' apartments in Bucharest. The all-too-loud radio in Buni Doina's kitchen as she labored over prăjituri de cireză. Plucking gogosi from the fryer with Buni's scoldings ringing in our ears. Watching Buni spoon generous amounts of honey and ground walnuts atop steaming mucenici. On some days, I imagined Buni's expert eye watching me stretch dough into clumsy figure eights, 5,000 miles away. Buni's most important baking lesson, though, was not about moisture or measurements. Like me, Buni Doina can be overbearing at times, stubborn in the face of offered help, unyielding in her ways. But in the kitchen, dusted in powdered sugar, there is no denying her devotion to our happiness. Every stir of her wooden spoon is a step back to the common ground that unites us, fueled by constant, unrelenting affection. Her baking is not confined to an amalgamation of sugar, butter, and flour. It's an outstretched hand, an open invitation, a makeshift bridge thrown across the divides of age and culture. Thanks to Buni, the reason I bake has evolved. What started as stress relief is now a lifeline to my heritage, a language that allows me to communicate with my family in ways my tongue cannot. By rolling dough for serratel and crushing walnuts for cornulet, my baking speaks more fluently to my Romanian heritage than my broken Romanian ever could. Making my parents the desserts of their childhood, seeing their warm, nostalgic smiles as they taste that first bite of kremsnit. I reconnect to our family and culture. Through baking, I've come to see food not simply as sustenance, but as a universal language, a way to say the unspoken and voice the impossible. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like to support me. Click the subscribe button and the bell icon next to it to not miss the latest videos from the channel. And if you find this content useful, please share it with your friends and relatives. Thank you very much. Detailed comments from experts. Why this essay works. Subverts expectation. This essay starts off by posing a challenge, which is typical of essays. But rather than showing how they overcame this particular challenge of speaking Romanian without an accent, this reader shows how something unexpected baking came to satisfy what was missing all along. By the end, this creates a conclusion that is both surprising, connected to the beginning, and makes perfect sense once you've read it. In other words, the conclusion is inevitable, but also surprising in content. Descriptive and specific language. This student uses Romanian words to help exemplify the culture and language. If you're writing about a culture, using foreign language words can be a compelling way of adding depth to your essay. By including specific terms like Muni and cornulet, it shows a depth of knowledge which cannot be faked. Always use specific, tangible language where possible, because it is evidence that you know what you're talking about. Shows self-awareness. This student exhibits strong self-awareness by noting characteristics about themselves, even some which may not be the most glamorous, can be overbearing at times, stubborn in the face of offered help. Rather than telling the reader flat out about these personal attributes, they are able to discuss them by connecting to another person, their grandmother, Buni. Using another person to showcase your own character, through comparison or contrast, is a literary foil, which can be an effective way of showing your character without stating it outright, which generally is boring and less convincing. Connects to deep ideas. This student doesn't focus on surface-level ideas like how they got better at speaking Romanian. Instead, they reflect in a creative way by connecting the Romanian language to baking. Revealing unseen connections between topics is a great way to show that you're a thoughtful and clever thinker. Ultimately, having unique ideas that are specific to you is what will create a compelling essay. And this essay is a perfect example of what that could look like. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like to support me. Click the subscribe button and the bell icon next to it to not miss the latest videos from the channel. And if you find this content useful, please share it with your friends and relatives. Thank you very much.